Simon, it's now been revealed to us that Hamza Chowdhury's moved to Newcastle United.
Yeah.
Steve Bruce desperately wanted this guy in. It fell through because Ashley, who's a very wealthy man, wouldn't pay a £1 million loan fee and match his 60 grand a week wages. So who left? Andy Carroll, Matty Longstaff, Christian Atsu, Florian Lejeune have all gone. Joe Willock certainly has been brought in, but they're out the Carabao Cup. Fan anger is off the scale, and 3 defeats from 3. I mean, yet again, we wonder, are they on a hiding to nothing at this stage? I mean, how easy is it to become blinkered when the world's against you in the football industry? Because at the moment, where is Steve Bruce going? What's he thinking here?
Well, I mean, look, I think that he has run his course at Newcastle. I don't think he was ever given a course to run, quite frankly, because there was resistance to his appointment from the get-go. Whether that's right or wrong, there was. My view, and I've told Steve this in conversations earlier in the year, is that he should have kept Newcastle up, which he duly did, with ease towards the end, and perhaps walked away having done what he wanted to do, which was manage Newcastle United. He was never going to be in an easy position. The fans didn't fancy him. They don't think he's a good enough manager, and he's working for an owner that is difficult to work for. It's difficult to work for because he's vilified by the fans, and again, whether that's right or wrong, he is. And anyone he appoints that doesn't go against him, like Rafa Benitez did, then that fans will take exception to and believe that he's just a puppet. Now, you're getting into a situation now with Steve where he's decided to stay for whatever reasons best known to himself, right? And it may well just be because he's a proud man, and he's moving into an untenable position because I've done a little bit of digging. I haven't had an opportunity to speak to Steve, but a little bit of digging, and the mechanics of this deal are even worse than that we're putting down as the headline markers. I understand, so far as I've delved into the journalistic territories and given myself a domestic stip afterwards, that there wasn't a loan fee and the wages aren't at £60,000 a week. They were a lot less than that. So it starts to move you into a territory.
What, it wasn't £1 million?
No.
And it wasn't 60 grand a week?
No, it was a lot less than that. So you're moving into the territory where Mike Ashley is... I don't defend Mike Ashley, and people get misunderstandings about my objective view on him. I don't think Mike wants to put a penny into Newcastle United. I think he wants Newcastle United to be entirely self-sufficient. And of course now what you've got is Newcastle over the last 4 or 5 years have turned very nice profits, and the fans have looked at it and gone, well, that's all right for Mike Ashley in his pocket and his ownership, but for the club going forward we want a bit more, and that's football fans and they have that right to expectation. Now on the back of COVID, Newcastle isn't generating a profit, and clearly what you're seeing is Mike Ashley not wanting to go anywhere near his pocket, having ideas about how the cash flow of this business should be run, and probably putting Lee Charnley in as his hatchet man to do his job.
Yeah.
And to basically push back on it. And I think now Steve's moved from the territory of a very difficult position to an almost untenable one. And I'm not changing my tone.
If you'd been Ashley the other night and it wasn't £1 million and it wasn't 60 grand a week, would you have gotten Chowdhury?
Yes, probably, but it's easy to say from the outside looking in because
Bruce wanted him.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've got to back your manager, and I think what you've seen in these 3 games is offensively, Newcastle, when they've got their front string strikers out, are going to be a handful. Defensively and midfield-wise, they're lightweight, they haven't got the legs, they got ripped to pieces in the second half by West Ham. They got overrun by Southampton. The Carabao Cup is what it is, and I know that Steve's made a rod for his own back by saying we want to progress in tournaments, but of course his priority will be staying in the Premier League. Clearly, if your manager wants a player in Premier League speak that's costing you nothing to get in as an established Premier League player, whether he's running around on pitches with the flags after the FA Cup final is another matter and another discussion, but notwithstanding it, a good player, and you can get him for comparatively lightweight Premier League wages, what are you saying to your manager?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you saying to the fans?
So can you see Bruce walking?
Can you ever see a manager walking away in this time and day when we're seeing players walk out of contracts because they've got other options? That's all well and good. They've got other options. Sergio Aurier will go and find another club, and clearly Willian has, right? But I think he's moving into territory now where his position at Newcastle is untenable. I don't think I know he hasn't got a relationship with the fans. The fans turned very quickly because I was watching the game against Southampton and they were on the team very quickly. The team isn't good enough, and if Bruce can't get a player in at this level, where are you going? What's the purpose of this? You're just going to get brickbacked. You're just going to get fans piling in. It's gone beyond the pale now of a clawback. He ain't getting this back. He could go and win 2 or 3 games now, Bruce, and if he lost the next one, the fans would be on him.
So it's as good as over.
Yeah, but it's as good as over for a variety of reasons, and Mike's got to have a long, hard look at the reality of owning a Premier League football club, because you've got to spend money. And as much as I'm in the camp of suggesting that you balance it, you're in a territory now where this football club may well get relegated. And what does that achieve for anybody?
Wow. Okay. Keen to hear from Newcastle fans this morning. If you digested most of that, then there's a lot to mull over.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.